Momotaro, the Peach Boy. Once upon a time there was an old couple who lived in a village way out in the country. One day, while the old man was up in the mountains gathering firewood, the old woman went to the river to do her laundry. As she was scrubbing the clothes, she noticed an enormous peach bobbing and rolling down the river. With some difficulty, she fished the giant peach out of the water, and that evening she carried it home with her. When the old man came back and saw the peach, he was amazed at its size. "What a find!" he exclaimed. "Shall we cut it open?" suggested the old woman. "Why not?" They placed the peach on the table and were just about to slice into it when the peach started moving. "It's alive!" the old woman screamed. The words were no sooner out of her mouth than the peach burst open and out popped a bouncing baby boy. The old man and woman were surprised. Once they recovered from their surprise, after all, it's not every day that a baby pops out of a peach. The old couple, who had no children of their own, were delighted. They decided to name the child Momotaro, since Momo means peach, and Taro is a good name for any red-blooded, healthy boy. And Momotaro certainly was healthy. My goodness, what an appetite he had! Chomp, chomp, chomp. Gulp, smack, chomp, gulp, burp. He gobbled down bowl after bowl of rice. The more Momotaro ate, the bigger and stronger he got. By the time he was 3 or 4 years old, he had the strength of a full-grown man. There was only one problem. He refused to talk. Even when the old woman tickled him and said, "Momotaro, my little peach, goochie goochie goo," and the boy wouldn't make a sound. When the old man tried to play pat a cake, Momotaro would just yawn and look away. As the years went by, the old man and woman began to worry. Why doesn't he ever say anything? What are we going to do? Then one day, "Well, I'm off," said Momotaro. He had actually spoken at last. The old couple were too surprised to reply. "Grandma, Grandpa," the old boy went on in a loud, confident voice, "I'm going to go and conquer the demons." The old woman gasped. "But Taro, why would you want to do such a dangerous thing?" Ferocious demons, you see, had been raiding the village almost every night. They stole things and kidnapped people and knocked down houses, and the villagers were terrified of them. When Momotaro heard about this, it made him so angry that he decided to do something about it. He would go to Demon's Island, where the monsters live, and teach them a lesson. "Well," said Momotaro, "aren't you going to help me get ready?" There was nothing the old man and woman could say or do to make Momotaro change his mind. So the old man made him a suit of colorful clothes, and the old woman baked some dumpling for the journey. Then, with tears in their eyes, they bid farewell to their brave little boy. "Be careful, Taro." Perhaps Momotaro was too young to understand what made the old man and woman so sad. Smiling and waving, he marched straight off toward Demon's Island, with the bag of dumplings hanging from his belt. On the way he met a dog. "Momotaro, Momotaro, please give me one of your dumplings. If you do, I will go with you and help you fight the demons," barked the dog. So Momotaro gave him a dumpling and set off again with the dog close behind him. Before they had gone far, they met a monkey and a pheasant, and for the price of one dumpling each, these two also agreed to accompany Momotaro. So off they all went, in a single file, calling out to the people they met. Stand back, it's Momotaro, the strongest boy in that land. Make way, it's Momotaro, the Peach Boy, and his fearless band." Into the wilderness and through raging storms, across the plains and over the mountains, marched Momotaro with his faithful companions. Nothing could stop him because, you see, a man must have a dream, and Momotaro would never give up until he made his dream come true. After a long journey, they arrived at the sea. They piled in a boat and began to row south to Demon's Island. Heave-ho, across the wide blue sea they rowed. Heave-ho, they pulled on their oars day after day till at last they caught sight of their destination, a jagged mountain jutting out of the sea, Demon's Island. Momotaro sent the pheasant ahead to spy on the demons. Make sure they don't see you, he warned the bird. He guided the boat quietly up to the rock-strewn beach and stepped ashore with the dog and the monkey. Soon the pheasant returned and told Momotaro what he'd seen. What's that? The demons are having a party? Now's our chance then. Momotaro led the way to Demon's Gate, but the huge door was closed and would not budge. Leave it to me, said the monkey. He scrambled up over the gate and unlatched it from the other side. Creak! The Peach Boy flung open the gate. Inside, the demons were busy eating and drinking and making merry. Their mouths fell open when Momotaro and his animal friends appeared before them. Who are you? Said one of the devils. I am the one and only Momotaro, the strongest boy in the land, and guarded you dirty demons. Arf, arf, screech, screech, cackle, cackle. The dog, the monkey, and the pheasant bit, scratched, and poked at the demons as Momotaro came out slugging. Biff, bang, pow! The demons were frantic. They dashed about, bumping into each other until their leader pushed through the crowd to challenge Momotaro. He was very angry, and he was waving a big iron club. You cheeky little runt, he growled. I'll teach you not to fool with the king of demons. Clang! The demon's deadly weapon came crashing down on the Peach Boy's head, but the club broke right in two, and Momotaro wasn't hurt at all. The demon king couldn't believe his eyes. He was standing there staring at his broken club when Momotaro charged. Thud! The Peach Boy butted the demons between the horns with his harder-than-steel head. It was all over. The king of demons sat in the dirt with his eyes rolling and his tongue hanging out. Well, are you going to quit your evil ways? Demanded Momotaro. Yes, we'll be good from now on, I promise, so please don't hit me again. The frightened demons loaded Momotaro's boat with treasure. Then they all lined up by the shore, bowing as the boy, the dog, the monkey, and the pheasant climbed on board. Allow me to help you, master, said the Demon King. He took a deep breath and blew with all his might, sending the boat zipping toward the mainland. Momotaro returned home triumphant. The old couple and all the villagers rejoiced when they heard the wonderful story of how the Peach Boy had conquered the demons. But the happiest of all was Momotaro. He had, after all, made his dream come true.